IFBB Pro, number 79, Sam.
All right, guys, today we're diving headfirst into the diet of none other than Sam Sulek. We've all seen his insane bulking diets with cereal, burgers, and chocolate milk. But what does he eat to get shredded? We're talking high protein, minimal fats, and a laser focus. From egg whites and turkey to low sugar sauces and guilt-free treats, I'm breaking down every meal, every bite, and every calorie. But before we dig in, who is Sam Sulek? This guy's a social media powerhouse. 6.7 million followers on Instagram, 2.6 million on TikTok, and 4.1 million on YouTube. Yeah, those are some wild numbers. And at just 23 years old, he's built a physique that's just as impressive as his following. Greg Doucette says, "You're not a bodybuilder until you step on stage." Well, Sam checked that box this year at the 2025 NPC Legends Classic, taking first place overall in the Classic Physique division and qualifying for the NPC Arnold Amateur. And in just his second competition, yeah, he went all the way, winning the Classic Physique overall and earning his IFBB Pro card. Today, we're eating and training exactly like Sam did before the NPC Legends. And let me tell you, with 1,915 calories, or is it, 2 hours of cardio and intense weight training, it's not for the faint of heart. But first, we need to hit the grocery store, so let's go.
At the start of Sam's prep, he was at roughly 3,500 calories and 30 minutes of cardio a day. By the end of his prep, he was down to roughly 1,900 calories, which we'll talk about if that's right later or not, and 2 hours of cardio per day. He would start his day with an energy drink and a coffee with some sweeteners, and then hit his first hour of cardio for the day. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to down this, hit some cardio, and I'll see you back on meal number 1. All right, hour number 1 of cardio is done. Back for meal number 1. And so this is a carton of egg whites, a handful of greens, 56 grams of mozzarella cheese, and some low sugar barbecue sauce. It's a pretty substantial meal. As you can see, it's pretty, there's a pretty hefty amount of food in there. So, and that's the key when you're dieting, right? You want to have low calorie, high volume foods. In this case, there's a good amount of protein, and that combination will help keep you full for a longer period of time. So I'll put the calories somewhere up on the screen. I'm going to down this and see you back for meal number 2. All right, so we're back with meal number 2. It's only been a couple hours since meal number 1. I'm not super hungry, but I could definitely eat, and I'm trying to stick as close to Sam's schedule as possible. So here we have 6.3 ounces of 99.1 lean ground turkey, a bunch of broccoli, and a couple of servings of the low sugar barbecue sauce. Notice it's very similar to meal number 1. It's a lean protein source, some veggies, and then the barbecue sauce. We just don't have the mozzarella from the first one. So the fiber in the broccoli will kind of help keep you full and regular, if you know what I mean. Also, I noticed that Sam, in a couple of his meals, had an electrolyte drink. This is Element mixed with a bunch of water. Element is a mixture of sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Great flavors. So if you need electrolytes, it's one of my favorites, my go-to source. And then another thing to notice is how Sam is structuring his calories throughout the day. And he even discusses this in his video. He puts a lot of his calories at the end of the day and a lot, not so much at the beginning of the day. I'm very similar with my personal diet. I tend to get snacky at night, not so much during the day. And if you take your calories from earlier in the day and you move them to night, it gives you that ability to have a bigger meal. And even if you want treats, or as Sam calls them, you have that flexibility at night. So Think of it as a form of calorie backloading, taking calories from earlier in the day, moving them to your nighttime meal. Just gives you a little more flexibility, and don't get caught up into calories or carbs at night. That's not a real thing. The big thing is being in a calorie deficit. Don't worry about if you're getting more of your calories at night after 7 o'clock or whatever the magic number is after dark, whatever they come up with. The big thing is stick to a calorie deficit and you'll be perfectly fine. So after Sam finished this meal, he went and had a back workout, did a second hour of cardio. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish this, go do back and some cardio, and I'll see you during the workout. Back is toasted, second hour of cardio is done, I'm showered. Now it's time to have meal number 3, which is 8 ounces of 99.1 lean ground turkey, 40 grams of the fat-free mozzarella, 90 grams of the low-sugar barbecue sauce, and a bunch of steamed broccoli and cauliflower. Notice it's a pretty substantial size meal. Will be very filling like the other ones, a lot of volume. Notice this follows the same format as the other meals. Pretty low fat, moderate carbs, and high protein. The total calorie content is not very high. It'll be up on the screen somewhere now. We're 3/4 of the meals into the day. We got 1 meal left, but we're only about halfway done with the calories, which means meal number 4 can be substantially larger. It goes back to what we were talking about earlier with the calorie backloading. If you move some of your calories from earlier meals to the later meals, you can have a bigger meal at night when you're more prone to snacking or raiding the pantry or whatever it is. So expect meal number 4 to have, as Sam calls it, some treats, and I'll see you back then. All right, so we're back to the 4th and final meal of the day. As you can tell, it's substantially larger. Some similarities, but larger, and I'll take it. So this is the carton of egg whites mixed with some greens, a couple of servings of the fat-free mozzarella cheese, and the couple servings of the low-sugar barbecue sauce. But in addition, we're going to have 5 slices of low-carb bread. Then it's kind of a dessert. Got a bowl of mixed berries and 3 containers of sugar-free Jello, and then a high-fiber protein bar and a half of a protein cookie. So the totals will be somewhere on the screen. You'll notice I got a little less than what Sam's total of 1,915 calories was, and that's likely due to me using a different brand of ingredients than he did. So it's not a big deal. But as you'll see in the wrap-up, the total calories may not actually be what they seem. So stick around for that. All right, so that's a full day of eating and training like Sam. My goal with these videos is to examine what the elite do and see if there's something we can learn from them. So I have 3 main takeaways from today. First, Sam uses high-volume, low-calorie foods. Doing this will help you feel fuller longer when you're trying to lose fat and have limited calories. Second, Sam uses what I call calorie backloading, where he puts a large portion of his calories later in the day. This is a great way to keep from raiding the pantry while you're doing your Netflix and chill thing. Third, Sam doesn't count all of his calories. He only counts net carbs and protein from animal sources, protein bars, or protein cookies. If you look at all the carbs, not just the net, the total carb count is closer to 205 grams. If you count all the protein, including plant sources, it's 346 grams. Now, experts like Dr. Lane Norton and Dr. Jim Sapani recommend counting calories with total macros, not net or just complete proteins. By counting total macros, the total calorie count is around 2,417. That's 627 more calories than I counted using Sam's method. But is he wrong? Not necessarily, and there are experts who use a very similar method. I've used the RP Diet Coach app designed by Dr. Mike Israetel, and it uses a very similar method. So here are my thoughts on the issue. You have to be consistent with how you count your macros and stay in a calorie deficit to lose fat. If doing it this way is easier for you and you're losing weight,
by all means, go for it. When the weight loss plateaus, you're going to have to cut calories anyways. If you're planning to cut calories from carbs and you're counting net carbs, then you'll have to cut the net carbs in order to stay in a deficit. In the end, to lose fat, the deficit is what you'll need. As long as you're consistent with how you determine your caloric intake, it will eventually get you to the same spot. With that, if you got value from this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. And hey, if you're looking to build pain-free strength, enhance your mobility and prevent injury, and boost your performance without spending hours in the gym, check me out on Instagram at Ageless Strength and Performance. I can help you train smarter, move better, and feel stronger for life. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay mobile, and I'll catch you in the next one.